afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel, I hope you're well. Today we're back in the PMDG 737-800, flying Ryanair out of London Stansted to the new Barelli MSFS Bucharest Otopeni scenery. So we began our journey here at Builds' lovely Stansted Airport. We're going to work our way through to our gate as best as we can. Hello to David, Badger, welcome. G'day, Ian as well. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Oh, we've gone through the floor. Living on a player, Gamer Clark. Hello, guys. Great to have you on board with us today. And Rab, certainly, well, that's a bit of an understatement. Looking a bit soggy at Stansted, he says. Welcome to everybody, wherever you are in the world. It's great to have you on board with us today for this roughly 3-hour Ryanair service over to Bucharest. There should be some stairs somewhere, but I don't know where they are. Oh, they're supposed to be here. Smash! There we are. But anyway, we are over here on stand 33 left in the rain here at Soggy, as Rab puts it, here at Soggy London Stansted. It's a really good scenery actually from Builds, and it's one that we've not used in a little while, to be fair. We got the split scimitar 737-800 livery all ready to go for this journey today. About 150 something passengers on board. Doc, hello, and Mike, hello to you too. We've got the latest GSX, and I've also got, as you may have seen either on Instagram or on a very short video that I put on YouTube a moment ago using the YouTube Shorts functionality. And that is the Mini FCU from Mini Cockpit, which obviously isn't going to work with this aircraft today, but we'll be looking at doing something later on in the week using it live and testing it all out. But overall thoughts so far, very, very impressive little bit of kit. Looks fantastic, but the USB lead isn't anywhere near long enough, and the suction cups underneath that allow you to stick it onto your tables just don't stick. A little bit frustrating, so which is not great when you're trying to use the push-pull function of the knobs, because you end up finding that it just slides around everywhere like you're holding onto a fish. Carlito, hello to you as well. Where are we then? So let's tune to deliver. I know they've got offline, so it's 12173. Lovely job. Pocket brake is on. And let's pull the ATIS up. Andy, welcome. EGSS. Arthur Punters are on. We've got Information Romeo at 12:20. So on my notes, info R. Transition level 70, but we're flying out, not in, so we'll ignore that. Surface wind 360 at 11, visibility 5,000 meters in light drizzle, broken 500 feet, overcast 1,200 feet, temperature +10, dew point +9, QNH 1022, and recent drizzle information. Romeo, aircraft type on first
Ryanair
contact.
19 Victor Romeo, Stansted ground. Good afternoon, welcome to Stansted. Taxi to stand 64 left via Hotel and Delta.
So we've set the panel, we've got all of this kind of set up as well, ready to go. We'll pop the yaw damper on while we're there looking up. And our cruise pressure panel 350 is set with 320 feet roughly, so I need to set this to the nearest, which will be 300. And all of this is done, so we've got our fuel, our payload, everything's set in the FMS here. Cruising at flight level 350, and our transition altitude is 6,000, not 5. Just going to change that. And our FinRes plus alternate fuel today, which is on our OFP. Trying to find it. 3.0. So we'll just round it to 3 like so. Job done. 0 fuel weight, 58.2. And we haven't done the performance page yet. But we've got this loaded in, our flight plan, onto the Universal Flight Tablet, the UFT here. We've got our METAR in, and I've gone away, or gone ahead rather, and pinned all of the charts that we might need for our journey today, including some potential other arrivals. We'll pop the auto brake to RTO, and we'll get our clearance. Stansted ground, good afternoon. Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey 737-800 on 33 left with Romeo, QNH 1022, request clearance to Bucharest.
Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, Stansted ground, hello, information Romeo is correct, you're clear to Bucharest. Clacton 5 Sierra departure, squawk 0757.
Cleared to Bucharest, Clacton 5 Sierra departure, squawk 05, correction 0757, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey.
Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey is correct.
0 7 5 7 to be sure. How I wish that was an aircraft we had in Microsoft Flight Simulator, eh? Okay, where else are we? So let's put our boarding complete. Let's put our departure in then, because we've got clearance departing on 04. It's interesting. What the heck is 04 centre about? I don't know. 04 Clacton 5 Sierra. Execute. I'll have a look at the charts in a minute, see if I can work that out. David, hello buddy. Working through into Clacton, Evmec Nonva Abtum, and let's see how that translates onto our charts for today. So of course they're on the UFT if we want, but I'll use the opportunity to use the split screen here. So we are located over here. We're going to push start facing out of the cul-de-sac, and then we're going to expect a taxi down Juliet.
Station, last call, and say again.
Maybe November, Town Hotel, and then most likely Kilo 1, Kilo 3, perhaps, for an intersection departure, but if not Hotel 1 or 04. Departing northeasterly on runway 04 to 1 DME, then turning right, outbound Barkways VOR, which is that grey line there, running out 114 degrees on a radial, the 14 DME where we need to be between 3,000 and 4,000 feet, level at 4,000 at 17 DME, and at 21 DME as well, still level at 4, climb to 5 at 16 DME Clacton, and then at 13 DME Clacton at 6,000 feet, passing Clacton again at 6,000 feet, unless of course ATC tell us otherwise, but if they don't, we will be required to commit to all of these constraints throughout the departure, nice and accurately. Fabio Gallupi, welcome on board buddy, great to have you with us today, I hope you're well. And you can see those constraints all here reflected in our FMS, so we make sure that they are all correct, and they are. No discontinuities either.
12 Delta uniform, contact exits approach.
So now
120625, have a good flight.
120625.
0625, Ryanair 12 Delta uniform, thank you for the excellent service, see you later.
Goodbye.
625. So I'm just getting the next frequencies ready really as we work through this. Let's get our performance calculations done. So we'll press the PMDG button, performance tool, import OFP. Import OFP, zero fuel. Change that to import from aircraft just to see what the difference is. And we'll go for optimum initially for everything, and we'll pop the packs on like so. Weather at 3. To 800. Calculate. So cell temper 50. Flaps 5, M19121, and just normal takeoff profile there. We've got V2 of 149, which means if we add the 10, we get 159 in the box, and we can put the flight directors on as well while we're looking at that page. So, cell temper 50, Captain Loki says hello. Justin, hello to you in Western Australia. Good evening. Ooh, living on a player, very exciting. David, good morning to you as well. We'll go climb 2 for the profile.
193 X-ray Tango, stand 43
Flat.
left. We push start is approved.
1, 2, 3.
Push start approved right now, 937.
And that's all of our pre-flight done. We are ready. So, where are we? That's all done, that's all done, that's all done. That's all set and cross-checked. Fuel pump on, and we'll start the APU. On. Judy in Melbourne as well, good evening to you. Lots of Australian folk here in the chat today. Great to have you all on board. And El Pepino, bonjour. Hope you're well. Aaron, g'day.
1980, it's actually calling me, that's readability 0.
David and Mike and Gamer Clark all saying that this chap's usually spoony. I assume on Twitch. Pop all the pumps on. We've got fuel in the centre tanks as well, so let's get those on. And we'll prepare
ground.
for
Very
push
good afternoon. Osprey
and
2472 with you. Type 737800. It's stand Bravo 31 with information. Romeo requesting IFR to Bucharest, please.
Don't get Bucharest
Osprey
confused with
1980,
Budapest,
stand
by the way,
ground below,
folks, like I did
information.
the other
Romeo
day.
return to your clear to Bucharest. Clacton 5 Sierra departure. Squawk 7617. Stansted ground, that was for Osprey 2472, correct, squawking 7617.
What have we got here? We'll
Yes, apologies,
Departure check completed.
2472.
Bypass pin inserted.
7276.
Every pilot's done that at some point in real life, apparently.
So 7276 and depart via the Clacton 5 Sierra departure for Osprey 2472, cheers. Roger, just confirm you are on stand 31.
Just making sure we haven't lost any data now.
Roger, sorry, there are 2 of you. Thanks for that.
Ready for push and start, Picaro 7875.
Route.
Guitar 7875, stand 13,
Locking
push start
gear.
approved.
Push and start approved, Picaro 775.
Cool.
Stanson ground, good afternoon, Ryanair 120
Andy, epic. So we're going to have to
Right Air 1, Juliet, Romeo,
re-engage the auto brake. That might be a... There we go, lights out.
Right via
And also, because of that, the yaw damper has automatically switched itself off, so we've put that back on lights. So, packs are off. We'll leave the engine 1 and 2 bleeds on, because somebody got very vexed the other week. And did the equivalent of throwing poo. Because I didn't do exactly what he expected. So we'll do that.
12 with information.
That's all ready to go, and once this chap has got his clearance, we will request our pushback and engine start.
Amber 167 stands.
It's going to be a horrible departure in this cloud. I wonder if pilots get nervous in real life when they're flying in really bad weather. I wonder if they look at it as they're boarding the aeroplane and think, my goodness, this is going to be bumpy as heck. And they sit doing rock, paper, scissors in the flight deck to decide who's flying.
Amber 167 is correct.
And Stansted ground runner 6 Lima Whiskey, stand 33 left, fully ready, request push and start.
Right Air 6 Lima Whiskey, stands 33 left, push start is approved.
Push start approved, runner 6 Lima Whiskey. Apparently it's low vis IFR. I think I'll just go face north on middle.
Release parking brakes.
Anti-collision lights are on. Bumps, packs, lights and signs. Ooh,
Release parking brakes.
that's all done. Fire brakes are released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Ground Amber 167 requesting start on pushback.
Okie dokie. Engine
Number
2,
167,
ground.
push start is approved. Push onto the Alpha East taxi line.
Alpha East taxi line, push and start approved, Amber 167.
With Romeo, TBM8.
What have we missed? Oh, that's why.
2 stations at once.
Don't provide the AP, please. Cheers, David. I was just looking at that thinking I've definitely missed something here, getting all excited about getting push and start sorted out. Fuel control lever to run.
Runway 04 via Hotel and Juliet, QNH 1023.
Oh, this weather. There's Andy in the Queen of the Skies. Yeah, and the evenings, Rab. Right, fueling.
Set parking brakes.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good
I'm sure you'll catch up, Andy.
You can disconnect.
Lima Echo at Hangar 7, 7516 with Romeo, TBM 850 requesting Alpha RTX4090.
Last station, just confirm your call sign.
Delta Foxtrot Echo Lima Echo.
So everyone, we're heading 042, initial altitude 6 on the MCP, and speed 159, V2 plus 10. We'll wait for engine 1 to start.
We are near the
Echo Lima Echo. Information is Romeo, you're clear to destination Echo Delta Lima Victor. Clacton 5 Sierra departure, squawk 5624.
What we have you off?
Delta Foxtrot Echo Lima Echo. We are clear.
Ropes are automatic, we'll put those on. Push cord has gone to automatic auto itself. Wing and engine anti-ice is not required.
Delta Lima Echo is correct.
So, laps 5. Set.
Itaro 7875.
System page, just looking at the hydraulics.
Kilo 1 for runway 04.
Flaps 5 and green.
Alpha, Lima, and Hotel.
It's a lovely flight deck, isn't it, Justin? I'm very much looking forward to seeing what their 777 will look like. I'm sure lots of you guys are as well. And on Thursday or Friday, by the way, I'm hoping to bring you guys something very special. Very, 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 very special. Thunderously special. So special, it might shake the ground.
We are also ready to taxi.
But it won't be a VATSIM thing. It'll either be pre-recorded or we'll learn it live.
Follow the Airbus
And take it for a little spin.
to
Okay, so that's all done.
For runway 04 via Juliet, Lima,
Taxi lights
Hotel,
and the safety demonstration.
QNH 1023, following the Italian A320 to Kilo
Where's my
1
charts for the taxi
by Juliet
here?
Lima and Hotel, Amber 167.
EFB. And zoomy. Oh yeah. Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, request taxi.
Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, taxi to holding points, Kilo 1 for runway 04 via Juliet, Lima and Hotel. You'll be following an Airbus A320 just exiting in the Alpha apron.
Taxi to hold point Kilo 104 via Juliet, Lima and Hotel behind the A320 exiting Alpha, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey. Taxi lights.
Sussex ground Ryanair 490, radio check please.
Ryanair to reshore.
Welcome on board this Ryanair flight. May we have your attention while we point
Matthew, good morning. David A as well, good morning. I can't remember if I said good morning to you as
Ryanair
well.
93 X-ray Tango, Contact Essex approach, now 120.625, have a good flight.
Floor path markings along the cabin eye will illuminate in darkness and guide you to the nearest exit in an emergency. There are 4 main doors, 2 at the front of the cabin, 1 left
Stansted ground, Ryanair 490.
Yeah, you guys got it. It's going to be great. Ram says he's been enjoying flying the 787-9 recently, back in his trusty longitude today though.
Troubleshoot most clients. Have a good day.
Just a speed brief. So which one's Alpha? That's the one on our left.
In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, individual oxygen masks will drop automatically from the panel above your head. If this happens, remain seated. Pull down
04 Juliet, there's the signage to help us. There's the A320 as well. Not sure what livery that is.
Oxygen is flowing. To secure the mask, pull one end of the strap. Adults travelling with young
Tower
children.
7875, contact Essex approach, 120.625, have a good flight.
Why should be 65? I think it's necessary to remove the jacket from its packet and place it over your head. Bring the strap around your waist, clip at the front and secure as the crew are now demonstrating. To inflate the life jacket, pull down sharply on the red toggle. There is a mouthpiece for further inflation or deflation and a light to attract attention. Do not inflate your life jacket inside the cabin, as to do so will impede your exit.
Apple 167, are you able to accept Lima 1 for departure?
Oh no, Vina, auto thrust.
Apple 167, continue taxiing then to Lima 1 via hotel.
Juliet.
Continue to holding point Lima 1 via hotel. Amble 7.
We recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight. There is a cool down, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel above your
Okay, so Juliet, we basically stay all the way down here, all the way down to the bottom. That A320's come out of there. There he is.
Delta Lima Echo, just stand by one.
Or in the overhead locker for taxi, takeoff and landing. We would like to remind you that smoking is not permitted. Thank you for your
Little airside ops there, seeing us off. Heard that the infamous British outkeep was coming to Stansted for the day. And the water fairies. No doubt all making sausage sandwiches inside their station. And talking about how many windows they cleaned on their days off for their second jobs.
Golf, QNH 1023.
There's the windsock, the first one that we've seen at least, so it's always worth us having a little look. Crosswind, but by the looks of it, we'll look for the one near the runway as well. All helpful information by the windsocks.
Yes, Stansted ground Osprey 2472 is ready for push and start. Stand Bravo 31.
Oh, Rav, very exciting.
Osprey 2472, just check the squawk for me, 7276.
Stansted ground Osprey 2472 should have that squawk code there now.
Yeah, that's come through, Osprey 2472, stand 31, your push and start is approved.
Push and start approved, Osprey 2472.
Right there, 6 Lima Whiskey, contact East Essex approach 120.625, have a good flight.
Essex approach 120625 for Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey. Thanks to ATC, good day. Okay. We've got 2 or 3 there holding. After him it would be Unicom 1228. So I'll just pre-tune that ready.
Ryanair 58 Golf, turn left heading 070 degrees, cleared ILS, runway Z04.
Left turn 070 degrees, cleared ILS, approach runway.
And we've got Kilo 1 like we planned.
Tower 7875 radar, hello.
Oh, off he goes to be sure.
Hello 7875, Stansted radar, hello, hold position.
Hold position,
And Ryanair 58 Golf is speed ours.
Ryanair 58 Golf, A firm, no ATC speed restriction now.
Speed is ours, Ryanair 58 Golf.
Stansted radar, hello, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskies on Juliet for Kilo 1.
Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, Stansted radar, hello, hold Kilo 1.
Book a hold Kilo 1, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey.
Essex Fox, good afternoon, Amber 167 holding up Lima 1, runway 04.
Amber 167, Stansted radar, hello, via Lima 1, runway 04, cleared takeoff for surface wind.
So, this right is Mike, that's not for us, we've been given Lima, so Juliet, well, that's what we're on. Black square indicating the one we're on. Yellow's the indications the one we're next to.
Flight level 110.
This cloud is really low, isn't it? So, crossing Mike. Right on Lima.
Golf Alpha Victor, Roger, surface wind at Cambridge 020 degrees 13 knots, runway 05 for the right turn, clear for takeoff.
Oh, Amber Air. That's what it is. It's a virtual airline, isn't it, Amber Air?
Echo Lima Echo, Stansted radar,
right.
hello.
And looking left. There's another windsock. Oh, I love this PMDG 737, it's so good. And that is indicating a little gust there, look, whipping away at the tail of that windsock. It's always worth studying that. So for this departure, if we look at the yoke, we're going to pop it into wind. So in this case, we'd be facing the other way. Our yoke would be pointing right during the rotation.
58 Golf, surface wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, runway 04, you're clear to land.
04 clear land, Ryanair 58 Golf.
And we've got an O'Leary jet on the way in.
Delta Foxtrot Echo Lima Echo behind the landing Ryanair 737 on a 3-mile final via Victor.
It's very Italian, isn't it, living on a player?
Behind.
It's a beautiful livery. Have you guys seen the A220 that Qantas have now got though? My goodness, I think that is the world's best livery ever created.
Report your passing altitude, climb now.
Absolutely spectacular. It is.
Passing 2,200, climbing flight level 160.
Over, was it 100 painters and 100 hours or something crazy?
Right, 93 X-ray Tango, no further ATC, further climb with the Unicom 122 decimal.
Okay, park brakes on, and we're going to watch the Ryanair punch out the cloud. Oh, Rab, do have a look at the Qantas A220. Google it.
7875 behind the landing Ryanair 737 on a 2-mile final via Kilo 1, line up 04 behind. Caution, there will be one intersection departure ahead.
Line up and wait behind traffic in the land. Runway 04 also 975.
And the rain started again. So, having a little look at him there. Looks like he's crabbing a fair bit. Beautifully stable though. It looks like the conditions are a little challenging. Not too difficult, but tough enough. Little corrections there. You can see, if you just stare at his wings along the kind of where the main wheel is, you can see his indication there. Oh, he's going around.
Right, 58 Golf going around.
That must have been a wind shear at the end.
58 Golf, Roger. Stand a mist.
Stand a mist, 58 Golf.
Off he goes. Juicy.
Golf Alpha Victor, late downwind runway 05.
And there's one
Golf Alpha Victor, Roger, report your intention.
intersection ahead.
Requesting touch and go, Golf Alpha Victor.
Ah, I wonder if it's the private jet there.
Report final runway 05, number 1.
Oh no, there's a TBM there actually. There he is. That's who's lining up.
Delta Lima Echo via Victor 1, runway 04, line up.
Via Victor 1, line up to wait and get a stop at the first place to make it.
And we'll keep the roll on just for a little while longer. Fuel flow, reset rate.
1F58 Golf, turn left heading 240 degrees.
We'll do our pre-departure checks now.
Alright, let's turn 240 degrees, Ryanair 58 Golf. Ryanair 58 Golf.
So our takeoff performance has gone for 2,800 metres, right? So we've added an extra 20, well, we've reduced it by another 23 just to allow us. If you had a line up and wait behind the landing traffic gamer, Clark, and somebody goes around, you can still line up and wait behind. As in,
Golf Alpha Victor, surface wind
you can line up like this Itaro has.
knots, runway 05, clear touch and go.
Touch and go, runway 05, Golf Alpha Victor.
Delta Lima Echo, surface wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, runway 04, cleared for takeoff.
Ooh, this is like triple multitasking, isn't it? Three-way. One that's been cleared to touch and go.
Further climb with Unicom.
He's gone. A little TBM over there somewhere.
Unicom and further climb.
He's just there where the cursor is. Hopefully you guys can see the cursor. He's just taking off. Yeah, if you're not sure, best to just stay put. But in the scenario we've just literally had play out in front of us,
7875, I have
Itaro
departure instructions.
Was allowed
ready to copy.
To line up behind the TBM. The TBM's gone.
7875, after departure, maintain runway heading to altitude 4,000 feet.
Is he VFR?
After departure, maintain present 80 and climb 4,000.
Itaro 7875, read back correct. Delta Lima Echo, report your passing altitude, climb now, flight level 110.
Passing 1,500, climbing
how's that feel looking?
Just for information, we just had a traffic warning, so that's Lima Echo.
Delta Lima Echo, roger. Runway 58 Golf, descend altitude 2,500 feet.
2,500 feet, runway 58 Golf.
Zoom out a little bit. We go to charts. There's our little location, pinned SID, Factor 5 Sierra.
Hello, 7875, surface wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, runway 04, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 04, Itaro 75.
Right now, 6 Lima Whiskey via Kilo 1, line up runway 04.
By Kilo 1, land up 04, on air 6 Lima Whiskey. Boss light strobe and steady. Ding to the crew. Just gonna pop that off for this departure. And through the cloud, I'm going to put that on night mode as well, just to help with our eyes.
1058 Golf, turn left heading 130 degrees, speed 180 knots.
Left turn heading 130 degrees, speed 180 knots, run it over 58 Golf.
So line up does not mean takeoff.
It's Hello 7875, report your passing altitude,
It's
climb
just
now, flight
merely a
level
line up and
110.
wait command.
Climb for level 110, passing 2,200, Itaro 75.
There we are, ready for it. In that pea soup in no time. Murky as heck, isn't it? Love the ribbed textures on the runway here at this build Stansted, it's very good. My favourite wing view.
Hello 7875, turn right heading 090 degrees.
Right 090 degrees, Itaro 75.
1058 Golf, left turn heading 070 degrees, cleared eye left runway 04.
Left turn heading 070 degrees, cleared eye left approach runway 04, run F58 Golf.
And I'll get the control visualizer up for you folks as well. So remember that location of that windsock, there it is. So our yoke, we're going to be doing this for the takeoff. And balancing that with some rudder.
Right now, 6 Lima Whiskey, surface wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, runway 04, cleared for takeoff.
04 clear for takeoff, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey. Imagine if we could climb high enough and fast enough to just slice into that little closing pocket there. Very cool. Okay, so 40%. Stick forwards and angled. Release the brakes. Toga. Working to maintain that centre line, waiting for those call outs. That wind is going to start to play with us.
Airspeed alive.
Releasing the nose wheel pressure, we've got rudder authority now.
Climb flight level 390.
Land 39 really,
Ryanair 58 Golf, speed 160 knots till 4 DME.
160 till 4, Ryanair 58 Golf.
V1, rotate.
Peace.
Positive rate of climb.
You're up. That's a bit bumpy. We've got it.
Ryanair 58 Golf, 735
engage.
10 knots, runway today,
that
4
off.
clear to land.
Auto brake
Go
off.
clear land, Ryanair 58 Golf.
Runway turn off,
Ryanair
lights off.
16 Whiskey, report your passing altitude. Climb now, flight level 110.
Through 2,500 feet and climb now, flight level 110, Ryanair 16 Whiskey.
Golf Alpha Victor, final runway
So
05.
that's clearance to go through the
Golf Alpha
constraints,
Victor,
so we need to
Roger,
clear them all off.
020 degrees, 13 knots, runway 05, clear touch and go.
So I've pressed
Sierra, runway 05.
Alt intervention for each of the constraints that we have through this departure now. We'll hide that control visualizer as well.
This is approach Osprey 2472 with you taxiing along Juliet for holding point Kilo 1 on the ground at Stansted.
Osprey 2472, Stansted radar, hello, continue Kilo 1.
Continue Kilo 1,
flaps up.
2472.
And we'll keep this turning. How are we doing? Lovely. Oh. Superb. So we've cleared all of the discontinuities now. Aeroplane will resume into a climb. Got this nasty cloud. I'm going to put wing anti-ice on.
Arrow 7875, route direct
Oh.
Ratflow, Romeo Alpha
Oh,
Tango Lima Oscar.
We don't need wing anti-ice anymore.
Delta Lima Echo, further climb with Unicom 122.8.
Look
Bye-bye.
at that.
Altitude of for this, bye bye.
There's our location currently on the departure. It's following us all the way up to Clacton. Again, we've been cleared to climb now, flight level 110, which means that we can ignore the constraints. We'll follow the ATC instructions unless it's unsafe, in which case we'll advise them otherwise.
Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, route direct Abton.
Direct Abton, Ryanair 16 Whiskey.
Italo 7875, further climb with Unicom 122.8. Bye-bye.
Onto the top, execute.
Osprey 2472,
Transition,
Kilo 1, line
standard
up,
pressure.
runway 04.
Right, Kilo 1, line up runway 04, Osprey 2472.
Quick look at the overhead panel. We're pressurising nicely. And I'll pop those off now as well. We've got through all that cloud, possible icing risk and everything else. Settling into climb.
Ryanair 16 Whiskey, further climb with Unicom 122.8. Bye-bye.
Further climb Unicom 1228, Ryanair 16 Whiskey. Thanks, Foxia.
Ryanair 58 Gold, welcome to Stansted, continue left hotel, contact ground 121.730, bye-bye.
Okay,
5 is our
continue
cruise.
left onto hotel and over to ground 121.
And onto Unicom. There we go. The flow just feels like it makes sense in this. If you're new to the channel, it's great to have you on board with us. Make sure you hit like and subscribe as well while you're here. You guys don't want to miss possibly Friday's stream or video, depending on what it is. I've also, we'll discuss it during the cruise, but I've got my Mod 2 test tomorrow for my motorbike licence, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, but otherwise quite exciting all the same. That looks like we're nose is dropping for 10,000 here, so back to the flight deck, there it is. We'll get the landing lights off, like so. Check the rest of the lights. We put the logo light off, we don't need that. And we'll put the seatbelt signs off. Quick check of the centre tanks, because they're going to disappear on us first. We can sort out that direct 2 that we got a moment ago. Bring that range ring in for the bank angle limiter to 10. And away we go. Frames per second, Robert. 4K 60 frames per second, which is what I've got my sim locked to as well. Just to show you guys what our departure shortcut was, out of Stansted here, we've got a few flying along as well. We've got Ian's just got airborne. Peter, Osprey 32 is on the ground, prepping. Aussie Simgeek, Osprey 1980 is ready to go as well. We've got a few more on the ground. We're airborne, and we're flying out towards what would have been this little dogleg up to Clacton here. But we've been given this big old shortcut now. We go straight to Abtom. From there, a little bit on London radar. If they were online, it would be London South or Lon S. And then over to Conan, transitioning into, well, it would be Belgian airspace at that point. Literally just hugging that white line. Look, just above French airspace there. Obviously, that's intentional. Passing over Coxey. And then routing over Brussels, over Frankfurt and Nuremberg, and then heading over Budapest, Hungarian airspace, and then off into Romania. This is standard weather, Girth, yeah. There's the channel. I wonder if we'll see the Aerosoft North Sea stuff here. We should do. We'll look out for it. It's always nice. Spotting all the oil rigs and the ships and things. There's some of the wind farms down there, look. Yeah. Trotter's downstairs getting a bit jealous. Says hello everybody. Enjoyed featuring in the mini FCU reel that I've put out. I think that was about the 80th take, because there were about 3 or 4 of them that he tried to open it himself, and then there was a couple of times where he decided to just try and boop it off the settee when he realised it wasn't a toy for him anymore. There's a ship. Well, there's the coast, Kent coast, so might see a few little ships and bits. There's a couple of wind farms there hidden under the shadow of the cloud. I do love this Aerosoft North Sea pack. It does make all the difference, doesn't it? Absolutely, Justin. By the way, that reminds me actually, massive thank you to Thomas M, if you are watching, purchased a hard landing t-shirt the other day via our merchandise provider, so really appreciate that. Thanks for your support. Hope you enjoy your t-shirt when it's delivered. There's another shippy ship. See it a bit better when we get past that little ridge of cloud there. What is it? Looks like a cruise liner. Or a gas tanker, perhaps. Who knows? Because they both look really similar. So standard, pressure's good, fuel's good. Don't need the VORs at all anymore, actually, to be fair. It's always good, isn't it, Reb, when you get departures like that, because you know that you're in all the clouds, you're flying through all that pea soup, but you know you're going to get, certainly in Microsoft Flight Simulator, an absolute whopper of a breakout from that cloud, and it always looks quite spectacular, doesn't it? So you know it's coming, and you're just trying to identify where and when. Couple more wind farms, little ship going through there as well. Tomorrow I've got to answer, so we start my day at 9 AM at the riding school, and then we've got to ride out in our Triumph Tridents over to, I think, Banbury or Oxford. Not sure what testing centre we're using, to be fair. Hoping for Oxford, because that's where I've rode around over the last 4 lessons, so you kind of get to know the layout and the little bits that might trip you up. So I'm hoping we get Oxford. I just don't know which one we've got booked. But we're going to ride out to our location anyway for my road assessment. So I've done the mod 1 last week, which was all of the emergency stop, emergency swerve around a cone as if somebody had stepped out in front of you, slalom, figure of 8, U-turns, slow riding in a straight line, all of that stuff to show very careful, balanced, slow control of a motorcycle. And tomorrow I've got a 45-minute assessed ride, or 45-50-minute assessed ride, which I am confident I'll pass unless I do something utterly rogue and stupid, which you can do under pressure, can't you? I think I would be looking at getting a nice pass then. The first little bit of it is what they call show me, tell me. So they ask you questions about how do you operate the horn on the machine. They don't call it a motorcycle, they call it a machine. How do you operate the horn on the machine? How do you check your oil level on your machine and things like that? What do you need to consider if you want to carry a pillion passenger? And you've got to give them kind of the correct information in response to that. They ask about 2 to 4 questions. I think it's 4, I'm not sure, but I've read this, it's 2. I think it just depends on who you get on the day. And then after that, it takes a little while, it takes about 5-10 minutes to go through the show me tell me, so it's quite quick. And then you jump on the bike, and then you're off out onto the roads to go and show the examiner that you can ride a motorcycle safely on the road in real conditions. And it's supposedly a very simple route, but there are a couple of little bits there where they want to test you. So there's like an uphill start, so you'll come to a stop either at a junction uphill, or they'll ask you to pull into the side of the road if it's safe to do so, and then you have to pull out on an incline up a hill to show that you can do hill starts without stalling the bike. Angled starts, so you have to pull in where it's safe and appropriate to do so. And then you have to do an angled start, so you pull out and you have to manoeuvre around a parked car as you drive off away from the curb. And everything's lifesavers, lifesavers, lifesavers. Checking your shoulder all the time. And then there's little things like, so there's roundabouts, stop lines, junctions. They'll take you through all of those to make sure that you can deal with most things in normal conditions. But as usual, with my luck, and to be fair, I've been training in the horrendous weather all the time. So tomorrow, much of the same really. Rubbish, cloudy weather. Still like almost 10 degrees, 9 degrees. Warm enough. But the actual assessed ride out and about on the roads is about 30 minutes. 10 minutes of that is a self-drive where they'll tell you follow the A blah 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 A123 signs for Oxford or something like that, and it's down to you to navigate on your own, make sure you're in the right lane at the right time and driving safely or riding safely. And if you go the wrong direction, then you just have to can't swerve across a lane basically, or do a last minute lane change because you'll instantly fail. So instead they want you to just go up, I've made a mistake there, whoopsie whoopsie, and then just commit to the exit that you're in the lane for, something like that. So I think as long as my head's switched on and my brain's firing on all cylinders tomorrow, I'm hoping it should be a little bit of plain sailing, and then I can get back with a full motorcycle licence. Which will be good because I'm desperate to take it out for a spin. I mean, it needs fuel for one. I also need to ride it back to Triumph. I spoke to them yesterday and they're going to have a little look at the service light for me. They said it might have just popped on again after the service. They do that sometimes apparently, in which case they'll just go and reset it again. Wet and windy for Rab up near you. Scotland way, aren't you? Wet and windy, standard summer for you guys then. And Ian, not even summer yet for him in Perth, Western Australia rather, and it's a warmish 38 degrees tomorrow. My goodness. Is it humid though? Is it like a sticky heat? Little ships. Thanks, Badger. Yeah, I was tempted to just completely ignore it. But then I thought to myself, it's kind of like pilot stuff, isn't it? When you're in flight sim, you'll cancel a master caution in case you get another master caution generate and then you don't notice it because the light is already on, sort of thing. So part of me, my brain is like, well, I want to cancel it in case something else develops on it, and then the light will come back on again to say, ooh, warning. But it's also an excuse to ride it for about 20, 30, 40 minutes to Triumph and then back again. Kingflyer, interesting, hello, says he's tested out many Barelli sceneries. This one is probably their worst in his opinion, with flickering terminal windows amongst many other things. Hopefully they'll update it soon. I've not loaded into it, so I don't know what it looks like yet. I'm hoping it's okay. Double traffic there, one to go. triple traffic in fact. There's two aircraft right next to each other there. See one set of contrails. Oh, Ian, chopping neck, that's not good. I've got my car due in for service soon, and the infotainment screen is completely blank. Still using 2.6 at LROP. Rab says, is that on real life or is it on Batsim actually changed it now? In fact, we can have a look at the ATIS, can't we? If there is a controller online. LROP. Nope. So we'll just do whatever they're doing in real life then, in lieu of any controller being online. But we've got a few hours yet to worry about that. Okay, cruise. With a 100 knot crosswind. Absolutely, and everything happens for a reason. Good job you got the rig first. Alexis, hello, welcome. Out of curiosity, those of you who are watching, how many of you have pre-ordered the Mini FCU from Mini Cockpit? Curious to know if there are a lot of you. I know they had a heck of a lot of backers for their campaign. Oh, awesome, look at that. Just see his light flashing away there. Hopefully it comes across on your screen as well. Epic. Look at that, it's busy, busy. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not including 5, which is that guy there. Who is... LHA277, I believe. Just passing under his contrails now. Look at that. Byron, epic. We'll give you a little wiggle of the wings on the way in. Oh wow. So about the tile, the obvious kind of tile line there in the middle. And there. That bit is exceptionally well detailed. David says, what's the price for the FCU? I'm not sure, to be honest, actually. I can't remember. It was a little while ago, was it? Is it about 250 quid? I'll have to Google it and find out now. Minicockpit.com. How'd you buy it? Whatever you can. Mini FCU Kickstarter. Okay, here we go. Shipping in November 2023. Oh, okay, so the early bird was $159 US, but the normal retail price is $250. The equivalent of Hong Kong dollars is 1,240. Apparently there's 17 left, 2605 of those. There's a few little different Kickstarter options there. I'm not sure if you can purchase it or not. David says about waiting for the horror of postage to come. What is the shipping cost? We're partnering with a world-class fulfillment company called EasyShip to handle all the shipment. Shipping payments plus tax and duty, if due, will be collected after the end of the campaign directly from EasyShip, close to your shipping date. This will ensure the most accurate and up-to-date shipping costs will be presented. Shipping cost depends on the carrier you choose and your location. There are several options from cheapest to fastest. The exact cost will be confirmed right before shipment. However, you can expect the following estimations. So for those of you in Asia, $15 US to $30 US for shipping. Europe, $25 to $40 US. Oceania, $25 to $35 US of shipping. And US or America, $25 to $40 US for shipping. Sounds like they will also do tax on top of that as well. I'm not sure how that'll all work. And if you did back it, make sure you did that dispatch survey that they put out, because that's how they know where to send it to effectively. David there saying that Mini FCU will not be on sale until all Kickstarter pledges have been shipped. I think shipping is imminent. They basically sent my Mini FCU out last week, roughly, and it's taken a week. It's gone via Shouldergall, it's gone through East Midlands Airport, and then down to me in a truck. Aviator says, yeah, 20% VAT is included in the shipping cost, but what about import tax? Have you checked the import tax? I think there's depends on values and what type of product it is that you're shipping in from abroad, but the UK might add importation tax into it, which you have to pay. But I'd like to think EasyShip will have covered that in the bill. But even for, say, £200 in total, I think from very early thoughts, it's too early to do a review video, so you might see some review videos online or whatever else, but I genuinely think it's too soon to just go, yeah, here's a review video, it's amazing, because you know, nobody has actually tried it. All of the content creators received it yesterday, including myself, via post. So no one has actually really used this very much. So it just seems to me that it's going to be a little bit too soon for any genuine review videos beyond it's really good, wow. So just be very careful of that kind of thing. But my early thoughts, as I've said to some of you guys already, the build quality is absolutely stunning. It looks like the real thing. The knobs and the detail of all of the knobs and the dials and the textures of the buttons and the click, the feedback from the clicks that you get, and the rotary knobs and the push and the pull. My goodness, so good. But for me, I'm getting a little frustrated with the suction cups because they don't suck onto my glossy IKEA table that I've got, this big metal IKEA table for my rig. So I don't know how to mount it really. I might get double-sided sticky pads or something like that and just literally stick it onto the desk. but that's a little bit more of a fixed solution, and I ideally want to avoid that really. But the build quality is exceptional. Even down to the font and the backlighting as well. It is amazing, really nice. And hopefully for those of you on my Instagram account, or even on the on my YouTube channel, I've done a short just as a bit of a teaser to show you guys what it looks like, and the Mini FCU up close, very initial kind of look to it all. Aviate, yeah, so I stuck mine on top of the Bravo quadrant, but the USB lead is very short, and again, I don't know if anyone else has kind of criticised that, but I've had to go and find a USB cable that's twice the size that's compatible with it, so that I can actually connect it up. I don't know if anyone else has bothered to talk about that. Like I say, it's too soon for an actual review video. If you see the word review in a video for this, it's going to actually be more like a first look, which is different to a review because it's an early opinion. But yeah, the short cable and the suction cups for me, a bit annoying. Oh, good to hear, David. I don't understand why they put in such a short USB lead. When I opened it, I looked at it thinking, are they joking? Do they actually think my desktop computer is connected to my monitor? But that's an easy fix, I guess, isn't it? Just get an extra, you get an extra longer cable ready to go. Really, the suction cups are really crap, David. I considered ripping them off the bottom of it, to be honest. But then they're going to do mini AFIS, aren't they? And a few other bits. So. Was it Mini ECAM and Mini EFIS on top of Mini FCU? Yeah, I think that's what I can read on the box over there in the corner of my room. So I don't want to permanently mount it in the location that it's on, where it is currently, because part of me thinks, well, actually in the next year, potentially, they might be sending out Mini EFIS or Mini ECAM instead. Yeah, as David's saying, the expansion ports for both of those are included on the Mini FCU units already, which is really good. It is a genuinely impressive bit of hardware. It's probably, certainly the feel of it is just really nice. They put a lot of effort in to the very finite little details, and you can tell. My Instagram reel is the clearer one of the two video kind of shorts that I've done. There's a couple of snapshots real close with macro lens. You at flight level 480 or something crazy again, Ram? Flying the SpaceX over to Bucharest Otopeni. Let's have a look, where are we? So there's Ian, Osprey 2472. Awesome. Flying November Golf. Very nice. By the way, for those of you who haven't already done it, the Navigraph Flight Sim survey for this year is out. It's available. It's definitely worth having a little look at and completing. It takes about 10 minutes roughly, but it gives you the opportunity to kind of have your say on what sort of products that you might want in the future. within Flight Sim. As a side note as well, I think there's a couple of guys that have just literally taken off from Stansted. I might struggle to hold on for you guys at the end of the stream today, because I've got to do some final revision before my motorcycle stuff tomorrow morning. Murph, nice one. Well, let me know what you think if you're loading in with it already. Aviate, nice. Hopefully you're tracking that on New Sky with Osprey Airways. We've got scheduled services for Perth to Heathrow and Heathrow to Perth, with unique achievements as well. Murph says, looking at some comments on the Romanian VATSIM Discord, it's a long story, it's got some missing gates. Interesting. He does it in. I had to get him in a video. That's what I thought. If I do a little short or a reel or whatever they're called, I can have Captain Loki featuring in that for you guys. I did many takes. I showed one to the missus, and she turned around and she goes, "You're so bad at reels." It's because I don't understand them. Trying to work out where to go and ride once I pass my test. Marcel, thanks for subscribing, great to have you with us. Welcome on board. Oh, Rab, nice one. I'm looking forward to getting it done. Apparently the mod 1 is the hardest bit, so I'm hoping I'll be able to turn up tomorrow as confident as I was last week, which I'm sure will be okay. I think so, Ian. I'm used to very high pressure scenarios and stuff like that, so I think I'll be okay. Hello, Delta Tango. Welcome, welcome. I definitely agree there. I think your attitude goes a real long way, as Ian has said, for any kind of examination that's practical, whether it be car driving, motorcycle riding, or whatever else it might be. Attitude is a key player, isn't it? I mean, I've got one big ride planned on Saturday, where in effect I've got to drive up to the Midlands, go and help my brother clear out the rest of my mum's garage, We're almost at the point now where it's kind of all renovated and stuff like that, so I haven't really been helping him as much as I should have been with sorting all that out. So I'm going to go up on Saturday just to kind of see how he's getting on, and I'm going to take the bike up on the motorway to go up on it. It's quite a nice motorway, to be fair. It's going to be busy enough, but not like the London's M25. It's just carnage 24/7. So it will take a bit of pressure off, and it will just get my head around riding on a motorway as well, which can be quite a scary place at times, depending on what lunatics are around you in a car, let alone on a two-wheeler. Certainly, you head towards London, the driving standard falls through the floor, and yeah, I would imagine, Rab, the photographs that you share regularly in our Club Lounge and Discord, Rab, are utterly spectacular. They are so nice. Aviate, I've gone big straight away. I've got a Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro sat ready to go. Indeed you are, Rab. Jesus, change that track. Crikey. Trying a different Epidemic Sound playlist today, with a few boppers, a variety of tunes. Tariq, welcome. Haha, rap, nice. Of course you did. Yeah, I'd have to. He's already got the goggles that feature on the mug, so I could give him a little scarf to flap in the wind and have him on a sidecar. Strap him in. The heck is this music? No idea what any of these music tunes are, but we'll listen to some of them. Centre tank looks to be empty. Before the master caution, I'm actually just going to turn them off. Oh, Big Phil, nice. Yeah, the new Triumph 1200 looks very, very nice. But Triumph have just released the new Tiger 900 series for 2024, and it's just very, very cool. Beautiful paint schemes. That's pretty cool, Rab. You still get fast jets flying through those valleys. Hey Nick. Hello to you. Have you heard if Vinny Builds will deliver all of the A320 family as a new standalone A320 is as exciting as Max Verstappen winning another race? Helicoptero, hello to you. In short, Nick, I don't know. I think, as far as I'm aware, Microsoft or Asobo, whoever it is, has paid them X amount of money in order to develop that A320. It's an A320 Neo, isn't it, that they've made? And it will have a PC enhancement attached to it, which will then have a cabin. And if you're on Xbox, it won't. But I don't think they're doing any of the other A320 aircraft. Oh man, Shaggy, hello! Reminding him of Wallace and Gromit there, mentioning goggles and scarves and a sidecar. Yuli saying he wonders if Red Bull have removed his bonuses for winning races, it will be costing Red Bull too much. Well, they make eye-watering amounts of money, don't they, these teams? Big Phil says he's got a Hayabusa. Very nice, his comfort in a long trip is sorted. Which generation? Have you got the new gen? Gen 3? Cracking bike. Yes, love a bit of MotoGP rab, very exciting. Yeah, hopefully we won't need to wait too many more months for the PMDG 777. I think that's what everybody's waiting for, really, isn't it? That's going to be the aircraft release of 2024, I think. I don't think much will top that. Somebody was saying the other day in Discord that they are working on adding Poppy ACARS into the 737 products, so that'll be really good when that does come, to allow for CPDLC. Big Phil, crikey, Gen 1, had it since 08. The thing is, the Gen 1 is the rawest of all of them, isn't it? The original. It's an absolute beast of a motorcycle, that. I think we're going to be waiting many months for the A380 Still Aviate, to be honest. Nick's a shame really, the Horizon updates are brilliant on the Latin VFR A320 family, just texturing lets it down for me. Yeah, it is a bit of a naff one, isn't it? The texturing on that A330 Neo is very nice though. Aerosoft of course still working on their A330, that's been in beta for bloody months now. Months and months and months. I don't even know when it's going to release anymore. Who knows? I think everybody was expecting it out by across the pond, weren't they? And then it just never happened. Delta Tango says Wallace and Gromit is the best. He's always loved how Wallace says cracking toast, Gromit. Made my day when Luke described my A330 landing in Bangkok as a cracking landing. Good to hear. Bombardier 250 and 87 for old man Shaggy for his bike test whilst in the army. Very nice. Went out on a 500 Armstrong while stationed in Germany. Got to open it right up over there. No electronics to help you out either, Shaggy. That's proper raw motorcycling, isn't it, that? Ah, Clipper. When you say it looks like they fixed the Latin VFR A330-900, what do you mean? Have Latin VFR updated it and tweaked it and fixed it, or have Horizon Simulations got into it and done their thing? I reckon we'll whack it up to a Mach 8.0. Latin VFR fixed it supposedly, Clipper says. Interesting. What have we got here? A couple of TCAS. Oh! Wonder if we're going to meet at the same point at the same time. There he is, he's in view. Proper bright out there, isn't it? Look at that. It's a Transavia. Oh! How good is that? Please say we're flying on the same airway, that'd be absolutely excellent. I don't think we are though, are we? Ah, boo. Not coming up to me, is he? He's still climbing. I'm actually watching him like a hawk now. What is that? Condor? I can't even see him on Volanta, so I don't actually know. Unless it's Condor 6 Charlie Alpha, potentially. Not entirely certain. So if we go to my favourite view. Hello! Pop a few screenshots there onto Volanta. Yeah, it should have had something by now. It's one thing that it doesn't have, the PMDG stuff. It doesn't have any active TCAS. But I would have thought at that point we would have had a traffic. But then he's flying in a different direction to us and still climbing ever so slightly. So perhaps you could argue that it didn't assess it as a threat. I don't know. But it just doesn't have a TARA, does it, in the 737? I think you get a traffic and that's about it, right? It's been a while since anything like that's been triggered, so I'm trying to remember what it sounds like in this. Yeah, Condor 6 Charlie Alpha, that is. They're off to Corfu. Afternoon, commentator. Oh, Murph, that's not good. Loads of flickering textures and the new stands 131 to 134 are missing, which is annoying because I planned to park up stand 131. That's not good. Ian says, is Friday then a preview stream? Trying to work out how to do it really. We can either jump in at an airfield somewhere with a big old runway, and we can be cold and dark, explore the aircraft a bit, and set it all up and try and follow the manual perhaps. Or I can work away at pre-recording a video. Perhaps Thursday morning or something like that. I can work away at creating a video and putting a pre-recorded video out instead. Just trying to work out how best we could do it, really. But then again, with it might not be delivered on the date that they've said, because the last few aircraft have been that we've set a date for it to be sent to me, and then they've kind of missed that date because of it's development, isn't it? So they might have found something last minute, going, we need to fix that, or we need to tweak that first before we send it out. So it's like a penciled in date more than anything else. My brother has just texted me as well, saying that he's underestimated how bad the garage is at my mum's house, so I might have to go and help him Friday and Saturday, or Thursday and Saturday, perhaps, just to give him a hand clearing it all out. You have to guess, commentator. So it's an aircraft which is known for its thunderous, ground-shaking fly past. Someone's already said the right answer earlier on. It's a very unique aircraft as well. Famous. Definitely not shorts. Peter, well, I said to my brother, we might actually find, when I was growing up, we had this little mini moto Harley Davidson. I used to wheel it to a private field around the corner from my house when I was growing up, and used to take it for a little spin in the fields. Great fun, that. Really good fun. I'm hoping, part of me's hoping that'll be in there, but part of me's hoping it's not, because we'd have to then try and find a way to sell it, get rid of it. Here's a question for you, actually. What RYR scenery do we have that we could use for a famous historic military aircraft? Oh, we could always fly out of Doncaster, Sheffield, perhaps. Wink, wink. Haha, David, can it actually do that? Yeah, it never landed at Stanley. this hypothetical aircraft that we're talking about that might be getting released in the next few weeks. Merely flew over. David, true, but Hercs are a lot more aerodynamic and probably handle a lot better. And they don't have this tiny little pod window to look out of either. Neil, that'd be great. Imagine if there was a freeware scenery that did that and you could land it in the ocean and then it kind of sucks you underground. Neil says Nuki. Not considered Nuki actually. I don't know how long a runway a Vulcan bomber needs. And I also don't know how it's going to handle either. Certainly with me, my clumsy hands at the controls. I think we've got that as an idea then. What do you guys think? Neil's suggestion there, RF Scampton. It's a freeware RF Scampton apparently. And they used to be based there. Sounds like there's that's our departure airport then. There certainly is. Let's see. What do we got here? Good old Hawk. Scampton would be good, wouldn't it? Like it says here, 617 Squadron of the Lancasters left Scampton for the Dambusters raid. Was the home of the Oracle Red Arrows as well, and the Vulcan used to be based there too, so that could be perfect. Visit nearby RAF Waddington, soon to be the new base of the Red Arrows in 2022. They've actually put Dambusters scenery on here as well, I think, by the looks of it. Let's click that. Oh, they got RAF Waddington on here now too. Oh, there's a Vulcan. I'm confused. Was it based at Waddington as well? There's an RAF Marham as well. Crikey, there's actually quite a few. We could head out of Scampton or Waddington. We could go for a little flight around, and we could then fly into the other, couldn't we? So we could head out of Waddington into Scampton, or we could head out of Scampton into Waddington, or something like that. A lot of dependencies for this though, which annoys me. RF Marham. Morgan, hello to you, welcome. Ooh, very exciting. Says he's released an update for his Coventry scenery the other day. Soon to be releasing a new airport as well. Very exciting. Freeware or payware, Morgan? Murph says, seems LROP will be updated to add the new stands according to Barelli. So it sounds like Barelli's in their Discord server that you were talking about earlier on, which is quite good. It's good to hear that he is listening to the feedback from folk that have already got it, because the scenery is of course already available to purchase and download and use. Coventry Speedway, Rab, I've been there growing up. MT scenery design on Facebook. Let's have a little look on my phone. I don't think I recognise that at all. It's got runway 06. Oh, Shenyang Airport. Progress is slowly being made on his latest project. Don't know where Shenyang is. China, I suppose. There you go, Peter. Good to hear. Cottesmore, Scampton, Waddington were Vulcan bases. Marham was a Victor tanker base, and Wittering was also used by the Victors. Absolutely not RAB. Never. Never, ever, ever, ever. Riding a normal motorcycle is dangerous enough, even just in these 5 or 4 lessons that I've had, mostly all on-road training as well, but I've had two people pull out on us already. One of them actually apologised afterwards, because I saw it happening and I slowed down well in advance before they pulled out. I kind of anticipated it because it just looked like they were going to pull out on us anyway, and they did. And then when they realised that we were in their mirror, they gave us a little flash of the hazards and they put their hand up to say sorry. I was like, fair enough, can't ask for more than that. Peter, nice. Absolutely, Fletcher. It's pretty bad how few people see you. Yeah, it's the only way to ride, Brad, really, isn't it? I think the second you switch from defensive riding, even driving, to aggressive, then you're going to get unstuck via a collision of some sort. And on a bike, you've got nowhere to go, so if your body being flung off at whatever speed you're doing, then you just pray to God that your kit's good enough to not kill you. It is very fun though, riding a motorcycle. There's something quite amazing about it. Yeah. That's how you survive in the cities. Delta Tango says in the States there is a common bumper sticker with a picture of a motorcycle that says "Loud pipes save lives." True Harley style. Harleys are a bit of a dying breed in the UK though, and most around the world, elsewhere around the world too. To be fair, it's its own club of motorcyclists, from what it seems like anyway. Speaking with other people that have been riding for years, it seems to be their own little community, and they don't mix with other bikers. Pete says he was a mod and he had a Lambretta SX200 and he wished he'd kept it. That's a cool sounding little bike. Did I tell you guys the story on my Mod 1 of the absolute chaos? We've had 2 or 3 write-offs, annoyingly, Ian. But because I've been busy, I've not had the opportunity to see them in advance, and let's have a little look here. So that's what we're doing at the minute. Stats wise, it's quite a good score that we maintain at Osprey. It's kind of averaging around 9-ish which is pretty good. Orange are the charter flights, green are scheduled services, blue are free flights. So you need to use more of these scheduled services really for those of you flying with Osprey. And you can see here some absolute chaos. The 8th of November was just somebody being utterly stupid, crashed an aeroplane twice intentionally, but because I was in the middle of a really busy week, I'd not noticed that somebody was basically trolling the VA to try and cause a problem. So all of those crashes there on the 3rd, on the 6th and the 8th was all just one person. And every flight they did, they crashed. They just did like a 10-minute hop and then just plunged it into the ground. Which is pretty pointless, to be honest, but they're not real financials, are they? I've just noticed though the 20th has a load of red on it. I'm not sure why. But these are the current stats. Lots of green, look at that. Green, 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 green. Very good. Really good scores as well. A couple of fines here. There's somebody crashing. They're a new pilot, so I deleted their pirate to give them an extra chance so they don't get too stressed about having a massive loss. Quite a few little losses there. Cancelled flights are annoying because people keep booking flights and either forgetting to track them, so then they get penalised in New Sky for not activating the flight, or they book it and then just not bother flying it. But we are now at 637 pilots, Fabio being our newest. .900 or 888 cc, James, to be precise. Yeah, Delta Tango, I don't like big pipes, loud pipes. It's loud enough. Bye. Sean, good afternoon to you, welcome. Halfway point, just past Dexit as well. .6 tons of fuel. Oh, there it is. And we need 6.5. That's good, we're on track. I think you might be right, Rab. The sun's going down pretty quick, isn't it? Might be a nighttime arrival actually, because I think we've still got a way to go yet. Another hour and a bit. Zoom, zoom. Who's that? What have we got? That is Austrian 33 Mike off to Brussels. Got Speedbird 12 Hotel Charlie in the 787-9 that's flying Singapore to Heathrow as well, going the opposite direction, just south of Vienna at the moment, but I don't think they are on VATSIM actually. Grey on Volanta means VATSIM, doesn't it? Beautiful, look at that, that's sky. Yeah, I think we're going to arrive in darkness, so I guess it's a good time to then kind of discuss what we're going to do on the arrival, isn't it? Because are we going to approach in live time and live weather, or do you guys want to see me roll the time back so that we arrive at a time like we are in at the moment? We could always arrive at night and then change the time to daylight as we taxi in, perhaps. Or we arrive and fly the approach at kind of sunset. Sean says he'd probably just stick with live time and weather for now, then change it at the gate. Quite a few for a sunset arrival. There's some carnage somewhere. So, Unicom's fired up. Somebody going, what the heck, what are you doing? Someone else saying, crazy. No idea what's happening. Somebody somewhere in the vicinity of Unicom has just gone completely chaotic. So when is sunset? About an hour from now. Oh man, Shago, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much. It's always good to hear that. 15:58. So I might have to move the time to about there then, which should mean arriving around the time that we just saw that we would be in. That's the British Airways flight coming from Singapore, I believe, to Heathrow. It is. It's a 787-9. Long flight for them. Oh look, we can just about see the BA tail as well. Very cool. Old Man Shaggy, so you go to flightsim.to and you can find Parallel 42 Flow Pro widgets, but you do need the Pro version of it. We're overdue a flight in the 787-9. It's a wonderful freeware aeroplane from Horizon Simulations. Wow, big stretch. Oh, we're not watching any landings yet, we don't need this music. Let's see what it thinks about step climb. 5% fuel saving. Wow. That's quite a bit of fuel saving, isn't it? Got another aircraft flying the opposite direction at exactly 1,000 feet above. There he is. About to slice in front of us. Keep an eye on him for the fly past. Keep smashing the like button, folks, if you've not given us a little thumbs up so far and you're enjoying the stream. Do click the like button for us, it all helps. Who's managed to get a slot actually as well, just thinking about it now? Has everybody managed to get a slot of Fly and See Santa 2023? I haven't. I'm curious to know if anyone else has. By the time I got around to looking, they'd all been booked. Oh, that can't be all the playlists done already. Let's switch it to the Tropical Fields playlist instead. Not sure where they're going. Not closing on us though. Nausicaa, hello to you, good evening. Oh look, there we go. Here comes a rapid fire past. There he is. Zoom, zoom. That sim seems quite busy today. This is what winds me up with VATSIM sometimes. You can hear the clicking in the background. So those of you flying along on VATSIM, you can see the chat. It's just full of stupidity, isn't it? Bickering is insane. What have we got at the moment, James? Roku is stocked in the fridge at the moment. My favourite gin. Oh Nick, yeah, you can fly on IVAO as well, buddy. If you use IVAO instead of VATSIM, then yeah, you can fly Osprey offline, online, on VATSIM, on POSCON, on IVAO, whatever works for you guys. As long as you enjoy it, it's all that matters. I have, Rab, yeah, I've wound it back by about an hour. I'm thinking then that might get us in around the right time for sunset. Sean, yeah, AAU2 has dramatically improved this sim, hasn't it? Nick, awesome. David, no. I tried to get my head around POSCON and then just couldn't bring myself around to doing it, and I couldn't work out how to connect and stuff. It just seemed not pointless. I just couldn't understand why a third one needs to exist. I don't know. It's easier to become a controller though on POSCON. Have a little look in the chat for the METAR at Bucharest. So 1430Z, it's 180 at 3 knots, Cav OK, 12 degrees, dew point 7, QNH 1011. Nausicaa, thanks buddy. Really appreciate your super chat. And there's another new feature now. I can click a little heart on there as well and say a visible thank you too. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Is it the Terrium liveries as well that's made this livery for the PMDG 737, this Ryanair aircraft that we're flying today? Little things like the certificate of airworthiness is included here, which is rather nice. And then the other one inside the door pocket there. And an awesome looking little galley area and cabin. There we are. Streamlabs caught up. Great to hear, Nausicaa. Thank you very much as well. Yeah, Terrium liveries. Really good livery developer. I did notice though as we were walking down on our right hand side the emergency exit decals were back to front, but perhaps that's just a mirroring issue that we can't solve, I don't know. Or he's just not noticed it when he's testing it, but it's nice to see detail inside the aircraft there though. Freshly brewed Lavazza coffee. Yeah, so on the right, the decals there are fine. On the left, not so much. They're reversed. Salida. Lots of different little decals and things in there. It's quite cool actually. Some high level cloud up ahead. So without a weather radar, we're just kind of having to look at it and guess. Top of descent coming up in 290 or 300 nautical miles roughly. We'll call it 300 nautical miles. We've still got a fair way to go before we start thinking about approach planning, inserting the star, inserting the approach and all that sort of thing. Ah, yeah, James. See, I don't use betas, so I don't have it. No ATC. Ground speed currently 502 knots, Rab. I was tempted to step climb to 370, but can't really be too bothered. Especially when the top descent marker is now on the screen. We could climb up to 370, but what's the point? $1,000 below, we've got an aircraft on our 12 o'clock. Or just off the right hand side of the nose. He's coming towards. Looking out for him. Keeping an eye on Tutkas. It's Lufthansa 8 Alpha Charlie off to Munich. Out of Bucharest, in fact. We're now in Hungarian airspace as well, so we've just crossed over the border into Hungarian airspace for today's journey. So we're making good progress. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. There's some contrails. That's the aircraft going to Munich, I think. Got that right. I was hoping for another real close fly past under the nose. For another good screenshot. No, actually that must be someone else. It is someone else. So we've got a closing speed of about 1,000 knots. And he's passing 10 miles to the right. So actually, that is him. He's there. Hergy, it's your version of the Batlight call, isn't it? Hear a little bit of Take Machines New Tomorrow and you know where to tune in and where to be. I have somewhere to be. UD no. Obviously if you had real life controllers on, they would hand you off between the different sectors. Each country managing their own airspace. Cloud is getting fairly close, isn't it really? There's another aeroplane up there. The skies are busy, just we're lacking controllers. But it is midweek in the middle of the day, isn't it really? All it's done here, outside my window, is just rain. I wonder what the forecast is actually. I'll have to take trotters out again soon. What have we got? 4 to 5, no rain apparently. But then apparently it's not raining at the moment, but even though it is. Oh yes, Rab, yeah, of course. I've had the worst luck with weather on my motorcycle training, but I think because if it does rain, because all of my rides have been in the rain, I won't be that fussed. Alexis says, could we do a flight from Hamburg to Keflavik with the Play Airways A320NX at some point? I think we've done a Play Airways flight, haven't we, a little while ago? Did we do one? I feel like we did. A big bright red Play jet, wasn't it? I think we flew out of Keflavik to somewhere. I just can't remember what we did. Quite a while ago, though. Yeah, I'm hoping during my actual practical tomorrow it will be dry, but at the same time it's not necessarily a good thing, is it? Because you know the roads could become greasy, and that just adds an extra complication to it all, really. Right, are they still using 2.6 left in real life at Bucharest Otopeni? Did it myself. Yeah, it looks like that is the case because it's now shown not used for 08 right. Oh no, it's refreshed. Any options now? 2.6 left. Arrivals, TOSV 3 X-ray. And ILS 2.6 left. So our arrival is going to look like this from TOSV, working into the downwind via indoor, and then bulk V turning then onto final approach from Levtar, and then inbound. 2.6 left means that we're going to end up landing. If we can brake and vacate at Golf, that's ideal. If not, no worries, we go all the way to the end of Alpha, and then we just work our way round, back on ourselves. We were planning 131 for the gate, which is over here, these remote stands, but they're not there apparently. So we'll just park anywhere, maybe 113 at the terminal, or 116 perhaps. Ryanair, isn't it? They're like a remote stand. Perhaps we do 116. There's another developer, isn't there, that's done Bucharest, or am I thinking of a different airport? From TOSV, at or below flight level 170, and then Uvalu, at or above flight level 70, working into 079, degrees out past indoor at or above flight level 70, reducing the speed down to maximum 230 knots, and then to bulk be 220 knots maximum at or above 3,500 feet, and then inbound via Levta, runway 26 left, 2,500 feet, max 210 knots. We'll be thinking about the approach and configuring for that as well at that point. We'll have flaps extended, probably most likely. At the very least flap 5, but if not flap 10. And then 5 miles later, from 2,500 feet, joining the glide slope, which is quite shallow actually. It's 2.7 degrees. Not a typical 3-degree glide path angle glide slope. And the transition level, again, it depends on the METAR. I'll try that command again for you, Badger. There we go, 170 at 3, 1011. So I'll just add 1,000. So the transition altitude on the chart is 4. I'll set 5,000 for the transition level. And the airport elevation will round that to 300 feet. Minimums, 503 there. You can see at the bottom of the plate as well for the Barrow. Is Lovely Lifeline Hergy an Epidemic Sound owned tune? Let's get this sorted out. So 503. Just changing the Barrow on the PFD there for our minimums. 503. We can set that to 300. It's already there because it's the same as Stansted. Lovely jubbly. And QNH 1011. We'll dip out of this performance tool, landing dispatch. Trophy neck. Landing 30, packs on, anti-ice off, report the weather, calculate, landing en route, 26 left, change that to a 3, just to drop 200 foot off that there, import aircraft details and import weather, but our OFP, if we take that estimated landing weight, 61.8. 61.822. Landing flat 30. Packs on. Anti-ice off. VRER add 5. No non-normal conditions. Auto brakes set 2. We'll test that first. And reversers all operational. Import the weather again. And calculate. And there's our stop margin, 2204, auto brakes 2, reversers at that weight. So required landing distance 2204, which is 1,000 meters longer, shorter than we need, or than we have. So LROP approach. Trying to find that tune. Search. Source epidemic sound. Alright, there you go. Back to this. 26 left. TOS V3 X-ray. This better be an epidemic sound tune, otherwise I've got a copyright strike. No shortcut, Rab. Neckle, Lammet, and then into descent. Descent page then, on the forecast, transition level. What did I say? I was adding 1,000, didn't I? So it's already set to 50, happy days. We'll load some winds, I'll be right back. Right. Back. Not going to Tegri, Rav says. Thought I was. Let's check the route in a moment. They've already loaded. Sort my headset out. Where's Tegri? No, Tegri's not on my route. Gotta find where Tegri is. Did you copy the route from live streams, Rab, in Discord? $63.4. What did we say we had for the estimated landing weight? 61.8. Laps 30, 144. So we add the 5 with the wing correction, it'd be 149 for approach. Oh, Chuffinek still playing. Let's change the tunes. What have we got? Blue stream. There we are. A video in Bucharest. Hello to you. Right, what else we got then? So runway 26 left. And we'll go for 8 DME. That's just after that is the start of the glide slope, and then we'll do 4 DME as well. 180 till 8, 160 till 4. So we've got our fixed rings in. We now need to think about the ILS frequencies as well. So we had a little look earlier on the charts, didn't we? We've got 349 as an NDB. For Otopeni. We've also got for the missed approach 2675. That's preset then, ready for the missed approach. Byron, awesome. And the ILS 109er decimal 1. 109er decimal 1. Floresti NDB, sorry, Floresti VOR 1121 as well. 1121 for the missed approach, which will pop in the box ready. 1228 is the active frequency. Flap 30 VREF 144, Barrow 503, and 1011. Quarter break 2 is the option, and everything else is set. Except for the course, 259. $259. Looks like Unicom all the way in. That's fine. Do a quick master caution check. recall. We're not expecting anything funky. Look at those clouds. Phosphate. So that's what we've got. Oliver is part of the PMDG 737 products now. If you haven't already purchased the PMDG 737, it's well worth it. It's a fantastic aeroplane add-on for MSFS. Ah, pressed 5. The killer button. It resets all your drone camera stuff. At least on my setup. Fat fingers. There's that blazing sun. We've got here, crew should plan for possible descent clearance in accordance with vertical restrictions specified on chart. Actual descent clearance will be directed by air traffic control. Expect direct routing or shortcuts by ATC wherever possible, including shortcuts on downwind to final approach. So with that in mind, what we might do is get down to 3,500 foot by OP265, and if no one else is flying inbound, we'll cut across to Levta, vector across, and then join the approach and do that shortcut. Levta is a tactical fix for non-standard shorter approaches and used only after request or approval by air crews. Gamer TT, hello, says flying to Chisenhall. Oh, where'd that cloud come from? Cloud's almost gobbling us up now, isn't it? surprised you haven't started descent yet, Rab. At flight level 450. As a reminder as well to those of you flying along, I might see Ian's arrival by the time I've taxied in and stuff like that and parked up, but I will struggle tonight to actually wait for everybody else to land. Unfortunately, I know it's always something we try and do. You guys know that as well. Watch a lot of the approaches, but I've got to get all my motorcycle kit ready. I've got to double check, triple check my paperwork is in order for tomorrow's assessments. And then do some final revision really, and I've got to take the dog out and start dinner all before the missus comes home. So I'm pushing it. I'll probably get told off anyway. It's usually the case. What do you mean you've been streaming all day? I've been streaming all day. Right, let's get the old ding dongs on. Hope so, Rab. I'm sure I'll be okay. I feel confident, I feel ready for it. But I'm now nervous about riding my own motorcycle, which is odd. But it's because I took it out of the garage the other day just to kind of wheel it around a little bit, rotate the tyres, have a little look at the pressures, give it a bit of a polish and stuff. I almost dropped it because I put my feet down on a slippy bit of driveway as I was trying to balance the bike and get it around a bit of a twist. Around my car basically to try and turn it around it, and I almost lost my footing, and I managed to kind of grab and brace myself a little bit and hold the bike and just keep it upright. I thought literally I think my arse came out of my mouth. I thought I was going to drop it. I was like, I've not even rode it yet. It was close. I say it was close. It wasn't near the tipping point where the weight would overcome my ability to hold on to it, but it still it just moved away from me that tiny little bit, and I did poop myself. Michael, hello to you, buddy. Welcome. I'm sure she would if she could understand any of it, Neil. Look at that. I look like a good Ryanair pilot now. Seatbelts on. Little bit of turbulence now. No, Ian. We have to ride the one supplied by the school. Look at this. Oh. Yee. This sim's bloody brilliant, isn't it? Always gets me every time how good this flight sim is. Badger's in his MD-11. How are you finding it, Badger? I didn't get the collector's edition stuff because I didn't want to pay for something that I knew wasn't guaranteed to release. Absolutely, Ron. Hope you're hungry. Time for some pea soup. Oh, there's another puppy walking around outside. Brilliant. Oh no, definitely not Ian. Rab says he was up near Oban years ago on his Suzuki Freewind, stopped at Appin on a hill to grab some photos, put the bike in gear and rocked it. It was rock solid, took his photos and looked round to see his bike tipping over into a ditch. Oh no. That's a horrible moment. I bet it fell in slow motion as well. Always the way. How much damage did it make as well, actually? How much damage did it sustain, Rab, when it dropped into the ditch? Was it very broken, or did it kind of just have a few scuffs and scrapes? I suppose then, though, the older bikes were built a lot more solidly compared to the ones now. You kind of knock them a little bit, and then they just they break and crack and stall out, whatever. I bet it did, Rab. That's the other thing that I'm scared of. If I did ever drop my bike, trying to then have to haul up 235 kilograms, pushing up against physics to try and get this thing back on its wheels. Ah, yeah, that's not good, Rab. Is that just because it's the rocker switch, the kill switch was activated? Exactly, Ian. I've got friends who have never once dropped a bike. They've never dropped their bike in years. And they all say you probably won't. But there's always a little chance you just stop it in the wrong area, on the wrong, you stop it in the wrong way on an incline and you get off, and the kickstand kind of works against the hill and then it tips. Stuff like that. So you've got to think about all of that stuff. Ah, Mikhail, you're on nights. Devil's work. Horrible shifts, night shifts. I should be a night shift today, but I took annual leave. Right, so we want to go down to let's just set 2,500. We'll aim for a continuous descent. .25, and we'll go to the descent page. 16 nautical miles. I think what we'll do is we'll descend now, start below profile, let it smooth itself out. Down we go. Nav our nav. Starts a very smooth descent this way. Got some wonderful weather. That sun's just keeping itself up, isn't it? I'm going to keep an eye there. Live time is already pitch darkness now, about an hour in. Obviously as we descend it's going to get darker, so we're going to try and hold the time around this with the sun just sat on the horizon to get the good full effect for that. First glimpse down below of a very snowy, or partly snowy, part of Romania. There's snow there this time of year. Yeah, there's a bit of snow all over the hills. Only tiny little bits, so probably the higher ground, isn't it? The rest of it looks fine. Yeah, I suppose we're coming in over the mountains, aren't we? Yeah, there we go. Look, there's the mountain ridge. Yes, it's the snow on the mountains that we can see. Just about, but the rest of it, looking off into the distance, clear of any snow. Brendan, yeah, it can do. It also means that you get a slightly smoother entry into the descent. So you can see now we're just doing, at the minute, 1,000 foot per minute. It's a very, very gentle rate of descent. We're below the profile, but now the aeroplane's allowing it to catch up, look, so that this VNAV diamond here, We're now 600 foot below the VNAV profile, where the plane wants us to be, 450 foot. So now in a moment we're going to see this, here we go, in action moving. And as that starts to intersect this centre line, much like an ILS approach, the VNAV and the FMS will command the aircraft to pitch down that little bit more and increase our rate of descent accordingly. Just before it hits that though, I'm going to go back to managed speed. There we go, 1700 foot per minute now, engines reducing to idle, and we're back on profile quite nicely. Same sort of thing happens in the Airbus as well, in the A320s. Just descend on idle for a little while. And it looks like we're leaving the cloud over the mountains, in fact. Try and keep the time back straight in having to do that all the time, but snowing in Brasov yesterday, nothing here though in Bucharest. So what we'll do is we'll take that little shortcut, which is in here somewhere. Where are we? OP265. Six miles. Drag required. So it wants us to put the speed brake into flight to 10. OP265. Max 230. Flight level 076. I'm actually going to change this. We'll just go into vertical speed mode instead. Keep it simple. Badger's on his way in. I don't know if I missed your thing earlier. I was asking you about Badger how you're finding the MD-11. But I don't know if I can't see your response. You might have missed me asking.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. Of course, we don't have any other announcements except for the landed noise for Ryanair then. That bloody awful announcement. Neil, nice. Spent a week in Romania visiting different airports and air bases. I've never been to Romania. Byron's saying they're the Carpathian Mountains behind us. I'm looking forward to seeing what the colour changes in the next sim update will bring in comparison to this, because it already is mesmerising, isn't it? It's really lovely. Pop that off, we don't need that. Oh, the Rotate MD-11 X plane. Yeah, how are you finding that? Because that had its issues, didn't it, when it first got released on X-Plane, but then I think, from what I understand, reading something a little while ago, Rotate managed to fix a few bits. Mark says if you press the box in flow, you can make the time static. Can you really? Oh, that one. Whoa. Now that's cool. We've frozen time. An aircraft in, overhead. Captain Loki approves the time locking. Oliver, no, I think they've released it for Xbox as well in the marketplace if you're on Xbox, but Flight Sim on Xbox is a very different experience. Joseph O'Donnell, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. The little scar of concrete on the ground over there, and I think that might be Bucharest Otopeni Airport. Just there. I feel like it might be. Though, all intents and purposes, it apparently is right on the nose somewhere. We'll see it when we get a bit closer. Could be that little bit there. There's a bit of concrete there in the middle of the screen. "2.5 years, Jay. My goodness. Thank you very much for all of your ongoing support. Really appreciate that. Gold Frequent Flyer for 30 months. Mega. Got a flight to 10. And we'll go to vertical speed mode now. Exciting, Rab. Two miles to Tosvi at or below 170, and we just tickled through. Look at that. I've had to get involved there. So we're technically below the profile, but oh well. We'll keep the speed up, so I'll get rid of the speed brake. I'll have to bring that back to 1800 foot per minute, just keep the speed manageable. Might need to use a bit more flight detents. Uvalu in 10 miles at or above flight level 70, which is a bit of a hard one to achieve. So because we're going to take that shortcut at OP265, we're already thinking about energy management, descent planning, trying to think where we need the aeroplane to be at each of these waypoints. We've got to kind of think in a, is it a 3D or a 4D environment? Can't remember which. Wonderful. Let's go back to flight detents. Joseph, very good, thank you. 31 months for commentator. Oh, blimey. Thank you for all your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. Fiery skies above. Look at that. Obviously, we've frozen the time, but as we descend, that sun, even though it's not moving in the sky, it actually still kind of is, because our position relative to the horizon is changing, and therefore our position relative to the sun, with the way that we can see it, is also changing. But woo, that's a sight and a half. I'll set 230 now because it's a max speed at OP265. I want to kind of set that as a bit of an eye line thing to achieve. 2,500, so we can come off that to 15. Bring our speed below 250 at least. There's OP265 there. Which we'll vector ourselves, so 3,500. Round to a 900 foot per minute descent, just to ease off on the speed. Joseph, you can make flight suggestions inside our Discord server. Let's clear the speed brake, we don't need it anymore. Thursday or Friday, Delta Tango. I'm not sure which, to be honest. How dark it's getting now. Incredible. So QNH1011 winds 150 at 2. So we've actually got now a 1 knot tailwind and a 2 knot crosswind for the approach. Temperature's 9, dew point +6, near QNH1011, which is the same. Thousand foot per minute. OP265 is there, so that looks like we're on track. If we achieve 1,000 foot per minute, it still gives us a bit of leeway to idle the throttles and decelerate a little bit more if we need to, I think, although it looks like we are actually at idle. There's the airport for the first time. Ah, of course, yeah, this Thursday. Thanksgiving, isn't it? For those of you in the States. Click the guards, pop the runway turn off lights on. We'll put the logo lights on as well. And we'll put the wing lights on, why not? Here we go. Brendan, my goodness, very generous of you. Thank you very much. Those of you who have activated the ability to receive gifted channel memberships, Brendan's just donated 5. If you're not sure if you have, you've got to check your own YouTube settings. But for a month now, you guys can enjoy a membership on behalf of Brendan for the next 30 days. So welcome to Christian Aviation Simulation, James Johnson as well, Morgan and DJ Vianu. Welcome, welcome, guys. Massive thank you to Brendan there for donating those memberships. If you have just been gifted one, you're one of those named and shown in the live chat there, head to our Discord server, make sure you've connected your YouTube user account into your Discord user settings, and it'll allow you into our special members only club lounge. 10 minutes to landing. 33 months, Peter. Thank you very much. Been a member for that long, my goodness. Aviation Simulation in the chat, hello to you. Welcome back. So we're going to make sure our heading bug is in line with our heading. We're going to flick our collar to 30. We've briefed for the missed approach as well. And in this case it is climb via Otopeni NDB to Bucharest VOR to 3,000 feet and hold or as directed. Got that there ready. Might wind the time back a little bit. Although this is a wicked time to arrive actually, isn't it, to be fair. Bucharest traffic, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, Boeing 737-800, currently downwind passing indoor. Expecting ILS runway 26 left, QNH 1011, report established. Bucharest traffic. Don't envisage having to use speed brake anymore, so we're going to arm that ready. 109 and 1, 109 and 1, 259 on both nav 1 and 2 course. We're gonna go silent on the music now. How we got? Oh, looks fantastic, doesn't it? .220 init ref 62.4. It's a slight change there, 145, so it'll be 150. Delta Tango, 1 whole year. Congratulations, thank you very much for all of your support over the last 12 months. Great to hear you've enjoyed it. Am I on the Sim Update 14 beta, Shaggy? Old man Shaggy, no. I tend to avoid those sort of things. Local pressure now, so through transition level, QNH 1011, check the standby instruments, order brake 2 is set. 1 above. Quick recall. Keep smashing the like button, folks, if you're enjoying this. And in a moment we'll be on the ground to have a look at the new Barelli Bucharest scenery, which by all accounts from some of you guys in the live chat today, it sounds like the developer is looking to update it and fix a couple of the issues, like some of the stands that are missing. Delta Tango says, anyone else just had to have Bing data entirely off lately to stop crash to desktops? Oof, no. Can't say I have. So down to 3,500 for this little shortcut. Heading 078, heading select. So we're going to self-vector ourselves now. Robbie Munro, welcome buddy. Joining us as a bronze frequent flyer today. Great to have you on board with us. A couple of stutters, just noticed. Put that on night mode. Ooh, yes. Very nice. So, Otopeni 265 now turning inbound. So we'll set 2,500 on the vertical speed. I'm going to set 215 on the display, and we'll go to 800 foot per minute with a right turn. Turning base. This is if we're looking at it being traditional circuit pattern. 500 foot per minute should be nice. Are we in Chuffineck? Round we go. Look at the beautiful colours here of the farmland. Absolutely stunning. Pop the ignition mode switches to continuous now, just so it saves me a little bit of time in a moment. Ian's back. Good stuff. Oh yes, look at that. .180. So we've got 259, 220, 30 degrees.
2500.
220. That's going to take us right to Levta. Lap 5. Approach mode armed. Crikey, that sky is insane. I might just roll the time back a little bit just to lighten the colours. There is an open mic, yes. It might be Ian actually, if his internet's cut back in. Bucharest traffic Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey is established, 12 miles ILS 26 left. CMDB. Level at 2,500 and alt hold is active. So 3,000 is set. 259 for the course, and we'll bring our speed to 180. Speed brake's already armed, blood brake is set, parking brake is off. Ignition mode switch is on continuous, lights and signs. Landing pressure is set. Final recall, no warnings.
Bucharest traffic Osprey 2472 is overhead Lindor, flight level 69. Expecting the ILS for runway 26 left, QNH 1011, Bucharest traffic.
Lap 10.
After Tony traffic, Sky Moldova 482, pushing back to stand 218, place next.
Okay, on the glide, 8 miles, gear down, lap 15, speed to 160. Welcome Wesley, good evening. Gear down 3 green. Through 160, lap 30. 45, VREF is there. 150, flaps 30 and green. Land. I think we shall hand fly it in. What do you guys reckon? Control visualizers up, 150. That's good, that's stable. Okay. My throttles. My controls. Bucharest traffic, Ryanair, 6 Lima Whiskies, 3 mile final, 26 left. A little bit of trimmy trim. I think it's set to medium Hitesh. A little bit of power, just going to help the nose come up a little bit. Only a tiny little bounce of power, and then we'll let it settle back into the approach just to achieve that 2 red 2 white that we want as best as we can. We'll return then to about 700 foot per minute rate of descent, because this is a slightly shallower glide slope, glide path angle, whatever you want to call it. Draw that centre line through the aeroplane's nose. Speed.
Minimums.
Continue. Okie doke. Ooh, a little stutter there. Odd. Looking ahead.
40. 30. 20. 10.
That's a long landing there. Technically just at the edge of the touchdown zone. Or just after the end of the touchdown zone, which is a bit naughty. Oh, Mikael, too late. I just saw that. 212 foot per minute though. Yeah, look at that. Ah, I'm going to be penalised for that. Centre line though, 1.13 G. My brakes.
After turning traffic, Sky Moldova 482, servicing holding point Delta 1, runway 26 left, via Charlie and Delta.
All about that on-time performance.
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
What was that aircraft taxiing to? Bucharest traffic, Ryanair 6 Lima Whiskey, runway vacated, so it is. Brake, retract. Flying a Nook, to be honest, I was about to smash the throttle and just go around again. And then I thought, nah, it'll be alright. Strobe, pop that off. CPU. I'm not flying back, nobody. Okay, first look at Barelli's new Bucharest Otopeni airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's have a little look to see if we've got that flickering issue that Murph's mentioned as well. We'll taxi into one of these stands over here. We'll follow it round. Yeah, Matthew, that's where I went wrong really. I was kind of following the glide slope quite nicely, to be fair, for once. Usually I'll dip slightly below, but I allowed myself to kind of stick a bit too much with it and ended up a little bit too high over the threshold. I think it was more like 70 foot instead of about 50 foot.
15 nautical miles.
And from a distance, looking quite nice. following her in. Matthew says normally tries to cross at 30 over the threshold. Nice. I will try that next time. I like the advice. Thank you very much. Where should we park? 418 will do us. Maybe we should arm GSX, because I have got a GSX profile for this. No. Just crawling at the minute, because I'm waiting for the ground staff to get to the aircraft. And the gates, 118. But it's not too small though, is it really? What's the one after that? 118 will be fine. No, it's not. It's just not been configured properly. There they are. Well done, they found the stands. Let's go! Oh, that's been configured very badly. This custom profile. We're gonna hit that. Oh well. Watching the marshaller on the steps. I wouldn't worry about FS Realistic Atlantis, to be honest. If you're flying airliners, it's pretty unrealistic, I think. If you're flying general aviation, however, much better. See what it gives us. GSX is worth it though. I can see what you mean about the flickering textures actually now. Look at that. Kind of flicking away. A bit weird. Jeez, thought I was going to insert into him. Who's created this profile? Oh well, at least there is a profile for it. APU's on. The world's scariest man. What have we got? Yeah, let's turn it off. On.
Bucharest traffic, Osprey 2472 is on 6 nautical miles short final for runway 26 left. Bucharest
lovely jobbly. And then menu, FS Actions, Ground Services, chocks. Anti-collision lights off. GSX. Requesting boarding.
FS Model 482 holding short runway 26 left R1.
Okay, so we're going to get everyone off. Should have used the Ryanair steps really, shouldn't I? But yeah, I can see what people mean about the flickering textures. Very weird. Can't unsee that, can you? That's the thing. And a very basic interior, actually, not non-existent interior. Emissives are quite nice though at night. But again, it's weird with the flickering, isn't it? What do we have over here? Oh, we've got a big old train system, look. In fact, he's put that in quite far off into the distance. That's quite nice. That's very nice, actually. Look at that. Choo-choo. Yeah, there is a freeware version of Bucharest Otopeni, which is quite good and quite nice as well. Absim as well, they're saying, as somebody else mentioned too, that LROP is also being made by MLD Scenery. We'll have another look at the rest of it at the moment, because there are some glaring issues with that scenery, isn't there? It's not least the flickering textures. Ah, hi Sky. Is that aviation simulation flying today? Here comes Ian, bloody ripper. I think we've flown into the freeware before, Brian, actually. Byron. I think we've flown in there a few times with the free version. And it's quite nice, from memory. That was a long time back now. Using a PMDG 737 model as an AI for Ian, so it's going to copy everything that we've done with our aircraft on his, i.e. the doors and the chocks.
Hard to finish traffic, Cam Aldo 482 landing group runway
nice.
26 left.
A321neo there as well. Got a little tendency to lock up every now and again. Airbus A310, there's 2 of those parked up. Right, let's go from here. Should we change the time to daylight so we can see what the textures are like in normal conditions?
Bucharest traffic, via Lima Bravo, minus 26 left, 30 miles.
That's weird.
And Bucharest
textures
traffic
are going on there.
2 is exited the active runway and hotel.
Almost looks like it's not finished.
Hard to finish traffic, Cam Aldo 482 taken off runway 26 left on the Denmark 1.
Then the doors of the hangar are quite nice. They've actually got a lot of detail on them. It's odd, isn't it? And then you come around to the side and it's this odd kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know if that MLD scenery, their version of Bucharest Otopeni is coming anytime soon. As it does, some developers do have a habit of just smashing out their scenery as quick as possible just to get the sales and beat them to it, kind of thing. I do wonder. Here goes the A321neo. Drone camera's way too sensitive. Yeah, I don't know either, to be fair, Brian.
2472 taxiing to gate 114 via Echo and Kilo. Bucharest traffic.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Got a military side over here as well, a couple of random rocks.
Cam Aldo 482 finish traffic.
And then a few like static jets and bits. To be fair, nothing special over there. There's a Chinook. The Chinook. Something similar to that. It looks like a Black Hawk over there. Won't worry about going over there too much because it doesn't look like there's much kind of detail to worry about there.
Traffic via Lima Bravo, 26 left, 5 miles high.
Have a look at the little bit in the middle here, around the fire station. I'm curious to hear your thoughts as we navigate through this, by the way, folks, because it's all well and good me giving my opinion, but I actually quite like hearing yours, because you guys are always very balanced and you're seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm curious to see what you think as well, because your thoughts are certainly a lot more important than mine. I mean, elements of this are quite nice. The little details here, for example. That's quite nice. There is somebody landing here. And then like some of these textures and bits are a little bit weird, aren't they? And the window textures and stuff just aren't quite right. We've got one on a small final. There's that glass texture from the other side of the maintenance hangar for Tehran. I don't like seeing default A320s. I really do, I get frustrated by that. Because what they've done is they've just gone to the SDK and gone, click, add a Sobo A320. Same with those. Click, add Airbus A310. Yeah, that'll do. Tesha, you absolutely need the Horizon Fly-by-Wire mod for that, don't you? Cool 737 pilot says the freeware scenery won't get any update as the creators passed away. Bloody hell. Have they actually? That's very sad. FIA Airlines. fly one, is it? Oh right, crikey. Oh, that's rather tragic to hear, isn't it? So the freeware Bucharest scenery, as nice as it is, and we've used it before, now is kind of, well, it will never be updated. How tragic. I mean, from here the glass textures don't look great, do they? Even approaching the terminal building. The Tarom hangar, the windows there frustrate me a little bit. They're disappointing. Some of the textures are nice, but it's just let down wildly. There's an LOD issue going on here as well. Bear in mind, I've got an RTX4090 with everything turned up. It's kind of only loading in bits, real last minute. I don't know if you guys can see all of that. What's going on here? Is that GSX breaking the jetties? It might be. Probably is. Yeah, that's not a great exterior, is it? Lots of flickering textures. And this is the area where there are missing stands. They haven't even put these in, which is a bit odd because they are there in real life. But they're missing entirely at the moment. But apparently it will be updated at some point soon. Even these textures here are flicking away. Look at that. Wow. All the way down the terminal line. Everything's just flickering. Not good. It does seem like this has been rushed quite a bit. Somebody said a moment ago in the live chat. It's probably quite a fair comment. Quite a rushed scenery perhaps. Not quite finished. And just kind of wanting to get it out before MLD perhaps get theirs released. Odd. It's got all the hallmarks of something being potentially quite nice, but then it's just been left looking a little bit unfinished, and the glass textures are quite horrendous, really. Is there an interior in the tower? I wouldn't call that an interior. Just plopped. Yeah, plop a desk there. Ah, yeah, we'll put one here as well. I mean, from above and on approach, looked really nice, didn't it? And even from here, the apron area and stuff that the taxi did on looked really good. The runway lighting at night time looked quite nice as well, but the rest of it kind of lets it down. Potential to be quite nice though, but it's just dependent on whether or not the developer has the time dedication to actually sort it out into a version that is ready for proper release. No flickering textures, much better windows and all the rest of it. So be interested to compare this against MLD. Would I recommend it? Currently in its form, I probably wouldn't recommend it at this stage until the texture issues, the flickering textures and everything like that have been solved, and those window textures get improved, I think, because otherwise you're paying a lot of money for something that looks half done, really, doesn't it? I'm sure that you guys agree. But what can you do? Hey ho. Massive thank you anyway to Barelli. Really appreciate them sending the scenery across to us to have a little look. I'm always honest with my thoughts as well. I don't kind of bluff them or pull the punches just because I've received a press copy for free to show you guys. And I hope you guys appreciate that too. Honesty is more important than anything else when looking at scenery, I think. And any add-ons, to be fair. Hope you've enjoyed this real-life Ryanair service out of London Stansted, the fantastic Guinea builds EGSS for MSFS, across here to Bucharest Otopeni, the links for which, for both in fact, are in the description. I'm off now to prep my motorcycle gear, do some final revision, and walk Captain Loki. He needs to stretch his legs after being in the first officer's seat for the last 3 and a bit hours. Our little walk around the block. In the meantime, as always, enjoy the rest of the week, and I'm hoping to see you guys on Thursday or Friday. We'll work it out and we'll chat about it in Discord Might be time for some Vulcan flying, but there we are. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, Luke. Good luck tomorrow, mate. See ya.